Hello, this is Julian with Coffee Reviews, and today we'll be reviewing the Worka Chelbesa-Lot number 8 wash process Ethiopia from Black and White Coffee. And there's the bag right there. Alright, so tons of black and white content already on this channel, including a trip out to their roastery in Wake Forest, North Carolina, which, given that they're one of my favorite coffee roasters in the country, was an amazing experience. So check out that video if you haven't already. A couple quick notes on this coffee though. This coffee was another coffee that was suggested to me by a subscriber, but it's one of those coffees that typically I wouldn't go out and purchase on my own, mostly because it sounds a little standard, average, ordinary. You have a wash process Ethiopia with flavor notes listed as florals, lemon, blackberry, and honey. You can kind of assume what you're going to get from that type of coffee. However, I want to give a huge thank you to the subscriber that recommended it, because this coffee was anything but ordinary. Probably the wildest coffee I've ever reviewed on this channel, up there with that Mandarina from Corvus Coffee, but this one was definitely different and unique. And that made it really easy to pick out from that blind taste test video. Now, this coffee did finish 2nd out of 5 coffees in that taste test video. The reason I was able to pick out this coffee was because it was super lemon forward, super floral forward, and those were the really positive characteristics of it and what made me really like that coffee on that day. But let me get the notes out of the way so we can talk more in detail about this coffee. I brewed it at a 16.67 to 1 water to coffee ratio at 204 degrees Fahrenheit. This is my standard recipe. If I brew it this way and it comes out great, then I'll stick with this recipe, and it came out great. This is another light medium roast, American light medium. That's what they have listed on their bag as well. And I brewed it to the Chemex because, again, that's the way I like it, and it came out really nice that way. So let's start talking about the coffee itself and day 6, because day 6 was the most wild and out there day of this coffee. The way I would describe it was like a butter popcorn jelly bean. Now, if you've ever had those butter popcorn jelly beans, then you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. My first sip, I said, it kind of tastes like popcorn, and I'm like, is this butter popcorn? And then after like the 3rd, 4th sip, I'm like, okay, this tastes exactly like that jelly bean. This is day 18 of this coffee, by the way. All right, day 8, much more sweet lemon candy and floral experience. This coffee definitely became more lemon as it progressed, and that kind of obscure and strange butter popcorn taste I had on the first day definitely wasn't as prominent or common throughout this coffee. Getting a slight bit of it now as I'm thinking about it, probably. Day 10, strong lemon candy, very citric, a floral bit as it cools down, and some nice berry acidity. Day 12 again, lemon pretty prominent, finishing off into some strong lemon flavors. Day 14, getting progressively more lemon forward with some vibrant and wild floral notes. And day 16, some super strong lemon with an acidic berry punch to it. Pretty sweet, pretty tart, pretty lemon, and pretty vibrant florals. And on day 18 again, I think I'm kind of convincing myself again of that day 6 taste I had with that butter popcorn jelly bean, but the things that are coming out, it could probably be that wildflower honey that they mentioned. But some things that are really coming out is definitely those pretty strong lemon notes and those pretty strong floral notes. It's such an interesting and such a unique coffee. And on that note, let's go ahead and put up the tasting wheel so you can see what I was getting. And to the best of my knowledge, I think this is the only coffee that has finished with 3 things at the level 5 marks: the sweetness, the florality, and the citrus fruit. As the coffee cools down, it definitely gets a little less acidic and maybe a little cleaner, but of course the sweetness, it is a super, super sweet coffee. Florals, I keep mentioning, super intense, and the citrus fruit, really intense. Some things that were kind of low, I guess it's kind of lower on the body. It's definitely not the cleanest cup of coffee. Again, gets a little cleaner as you're letting it cool down. Such a wild looking tasting wheel, and it's only fitting for such a wild coffee. Now, who would I suggest this coffee to? Oh boy, there are quite a few people that really do like their out there kind of experimentational coffees. This is terrific. If you love lemon and kind of floral notes in your coffee, especially those like white florals, but not the more delicate and subtle ones, but kind of the more intense and powerful ones, this one is definitely there for you. There are so many people I would suggest this coffee to, because if you're trying to kind of develop your taste and palates, this one right here really just hits you with so many intense and strong flavors that you don't need to be a very experienced coffee drinker to know what you're drinking here has gone so far away from what traditional coffee tastes like that you'll be able to tell this is what specialty coffee can do. And black and white coffee is definitely great for an American roaster that does these super wild coffees. They've had the wildest American coffees I've ever had, and this one right here lived up to that hype, and it's no surprise really. But I'm going to leave it at that. If you've tried this coffee by chance, please let me know what you thought of it, as well as black and white. If you're enjoying the content, give this video a like and subscribe if you're not already subscribed. But this right here has been a review of the Worka Chelbesa-Lot number 8 wash process Ethiopia from Black and White Coffee. Thank you for watching.